John Hansen here, fantasypoints.com, popping out my plan of attack, the running back position, wide receivers, and at tight end. Now, fantasy managers are giving mad love to the wide receivers this year and also the quarterback. So what that's doing is pushing the RBs down the board a little bit. So I'm not all about getting a running back in round 1 or 2 or even 3 this year. The centerpiece of my draft plan is a group of 10 running backs who I think are tremendous values. I'll name a few of them here, all with an ADP of 38 or higher on Underdog Fantasy. Najee Harris going to bounce back this year with an ADP of 38. J.K. Dobbins, last year the J.K. stood for just kidding, but not this year. ADP of 58 on Underdog Fantasy. Cam Akers, yet another contract year guy who is going to come through. He looked really good down the stretch last year. Sean McVay going to commit to him. And last but not least, my guy, Rachaad White, ADP of 77 on Underdog Fantasy. He's damn near the face of the franchise already. They love him, and you'll love him too if you draft him this year in round 6 or 7. The wideouts are getting all kinds of love this year, so I want to be in the wide receiver business early. Rounds 1, 2, 3. I'm probably emerging from the first 3 rounds with 2 wideouts this year. I will take Jamar Chase at number 1 overall. That's the ideal scenario. Entering year 3 at 23 years old after already balling out, and a lot of continuity there in Cincinnati. I'm also, by the way, going to try to avoid bad passing teams. I'm talking Washington, Tampa Bay, Arizona, maybe New England, but otherwise I'm all about young, ascending players who have yet to have their career year. I'll be targeting Garrett Wilson, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Chris Olave. After that, rounds 4 or 5, I'm very high this year on Jerry Jeudy. I feel pretty good about Drake London. I'll also, of course, sprinkle in some undervalued veterans like Deontay Johnson, Gabe Davis, around 80 overall. Then Elijah Moore, one of my favorites shortly after that. And then, of course, very late in the draft, it is all about upside potential. So looking at a lot of young guys like Jaden Reed, John Mechie, Rashid Shaheed, and more. So the tight end position has been a major pain in the ass for fantasy football. You've got to have a good plan. Well, we can't start without mentioning Mr. Kelsey. I will certainly consider him because at 34 years old, there's some risk, of course. No one's ever drafted a tight end at 34 or older in round number 1. I can tell you that. But I do think the top 12, top 15 this year is a little shakier than usual. So I do think Kelsey is money in the bank. But ideally, I'm getting a little bit more value. And last year, I did not target this guy. I thought he was too pricey, but I'm back. Mark Andrews at 35 overall. Very good pick. They're going to throw it a little bit more in Baltimore. If I miss out on Andrews or opt to wait, my ideal pick this year, and again, I was not listing this guy. I was not talking him up last year. Kyle Pitts. He cost around 30 overall last year. This year it's down to 65. I am buying there. If I miss out on Pitts, I'll target either David Njoku at 105 overall or our guy Chigi Okonkwo at 135 overall. Both guys yet to have their career year. Make sure you have a career year by liking and subscribing, and you're welcome.